What is up, everybody? It's me, DJ Carboy, back for another video, and today I am gonna be doing a mock draft again. Another mock draft. It's Mock Draft Monday. I sometimes do more than one mock draft each week, but this week probably only gonna end up doing one. But this week things have changed draft order wise. Chicago moving up to number 1, Houston at number 2. Indianapolis is now at number 4 since Denver won. But one thing I'm upset about, Carolina won. I guess I'm still happy too, but now this will be a mock draft with trades, so I have a feeling you can probably guess what's going to happen here. But yeah, let's get right into it. So first off here, Chicago. Chicago is most likely going to trade in this draft, and I'm really hoping that Carolina is the one who ends up trading up. Now, I think here I am going to do so they're definitely probably going to have to give up next year's one. And some people, I'm in a Discord with, from Hail Mary Sports, and it's an awesome Discord where we talk. It's big football, NFL, like mock drafts and stuff. But I think that and some people that are Panthers fans as well have been saying we can't get rid of our first round pick next year, and also 2 seconds. I think it's fine, honestly. I'm at this point as a Panthers fan, I just want us to get our QB of the future. And now, if we trade up and pick either Bryce Young or CJ Stroud, we have our guy of the future and currently, as long as he's not a surprising bust. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna give them both those. We'll do a 2. We'll do the second, or one of our second picks from this year. We'll give them a 4th, and we'll also give them a 3rd from next year. Or maybe, why on earth does it not let me, okay. So we'll do that. We'll do a 1st round pick from next year, and man, it's I don't know. I feel like without having to give up, like, yes, we would have to give up a lot more than Indy, because Indy's another team that I could see trading up to number 1. But I think that now, with this, Carolina definitely has to be super aggressive in trading up. I'm going to give them the 2nd round pick from next year. And we'll do this time. It will suck not having the 1st or 2nd round pick next year, but there are players that could possibly get traded that could bring in compensation for that. But what I'm going to do is obviously go Bryce Young. I think Carolina easily could do that and trade up and get Bryce Young. Then I think it's obvious CJ Stroud, number 2. Or either way around, if Carolina were to go CJ Stroud, then it would be CJ Stroud and then Bryce Young. Here, I think Arizona goes Jalen Carter, best player available. Also, they need some help on that defensive line. He gives them a guy right away who can help them a lot. Indy, I think in a way they think it's too early still for Will Levis, but they're going to go Will Levis. I personally don't think there's really anything else for them to do but go Will Levis or CJ, whoever's there. Or even if they trade up, which I would hate if they were the ones who ended up trading up, because at this point, Carolina has to go all in on trading up. And I'm not just saying that because I'm a Panthers fan. I'm just saying that as an NFL fan. They need to trade up. They need to do that because they need that QB. But enough talking about them. Will Anderson to Seattle. I think obviously they need they need an edge rusher. He gives them the best edge rusher in this class. And then I have Myles Murphy going to the Detroit Lions. This is kind of like a speed. I'm kind of going really quickly here. This is kind of being a speed run of a mock draft. But yeah, Myles Murphy going to Detroit gives you that guy across from Aiden Hutchinson, who can also help you in the run game as well. And I know that they have I know that Detroit has what's his name? The guy across from Aiden Hutchinson from this year. I forget his name, and there's no disrespect to him. He's good. He did really good this year. He was also a rookie. But I think Myles Murphy is a for sure guy who can be good for you. Las Vegas now. Las Vegas, I think, is a spot where you could see Anthony Richardson or a third quarterback going. But I'm going to go Tyree Wilson this time. I mean, there's nobody there. But I think that's where they got to go. It's good that they dropped Peter Skoronski, because after watching some film this weekend, I was thinking about going Peter Skoronski there, but that's probably better that he dropped, because at the same time, that arm length. I mean, you would use him at guard, he would be way better. Atlanta, I am going to go. I think Atlanta kind of needs another receiver, honestly. Not just a guy like Drake London, who's a bigger jump ball, also kind of a speedy guy. But I think also they I think that Jordan Addison would be a really good player for them to take here. They've had, mock draft database has had Quentin Johnston drop. But I'm gonna go Bryan Bresee. I think they need a guy. There's some things also in film that I watched with them this past weekend that makes me see Bryan Bresee's problems. But I think Bryan Bresee is a big help. They need a guy next to Grady Jarrett on the inside that can help them out. And Bryan Bresee can most likely be that guy to help out a bit. But yeah, Chicago, I think here. Oh, excuse me. I think Chicago goes. I mean, the thing about Chicago in this kind of trade is that you get a pick. You get a first round this year. You get a first round next year, second round next year, a second round this year as well, and a fourth round this year. That might not seem like too much for the first overall pick, but I think it's good enough for the first overall pick, honestly. But also, if you do trade down, people are saying, like, that's almost too far for them. Yes, you need help defensively, but get help for Justin Fields and go Quentin Johnston. I think Quentin Johnston would be perfect there. I mean, you give Justin Fields a big receiver, a player who can easily help you, or can help you help give Justin Fields a big target, also still a really speedy target, but he just gives you a guy who can really help you out. Really help. I mean, it gives you a guy who can probably be, or who can be a number one receiver for Justin Fields and for the future, and that would just help him out so much more. Like, yes, you need defensive stuff, but you're probably going to be in the top 10 next year too, even with this pick. And I think you got to go with a Quentin Johnston, and that really helps them. Philly, I'm going to go Kelee Ringo. Gives them a very good cornerback that they need. They need that cornerback, that number 2 guy, across from Darius Slay, not Slayton. And yeah, he'll help you out there. He's not going to work in the slot, because in the slot he didn't work the best against, or on those inside routes. He's not going to do good against inside routes, but he's going to be a good receiver overall, or a good cornerback, not receiver. He's on the other side of the ball. Tennessee, I think, is a spot. I think this is a good spot for Jordan Addison. Paris Johnson, Paris Johnson was another guy that I was thinking could be a good pick there, but I think Jordan Addison would also be a good pick for you there, because they still need a receiver. Robert Woods wasn't the guy that they thought he would be this year, coming off that injury. Um, uh, Jordan Addison gives you a guy who's going to be a good receiver for you in the long haul, and also you have Treylon Burks too, so you get Jordan Addison, Treylon Burks, and you got some solid receivers behind them. I mean, Westbrook-Ikhine is actually pretty good, and he's decent, and I think you, Blake Corum's returning. Oh, geez. That's surprising. But yeah, you get a receiver. Now, here for the, holy shit. For the Texans with their second pick, it's hard because Jordan Addison, and then there's a big drop off to Jackson Smith-Njigba. You could maybe use some O-line help. I'm gonna give him Paris Johnson. I would trade down there, but Paris Johnson is a good offensive lineman, and you get him. You get a guy who can be a guard, but he can also be a tackle, either tackle, and he can really help you out. And yeah, get that O-lineman. The New York Jets. Now with the Jets, I'm gonna go Peter. Here I'm gonna go Peter Skoronski. I think he helps them out. It's a good spot for him to go. He can play guard for you. I think this is a place where you could see him playing guard. And then maybe moving somebody out, like Elijah Vera Tucker. I've heard a bunch of talk about moving Elijah Vera Tucker back outside, or not back outside, but outside, because he's just always kind of been a guard, and you could do that, or you could have Peter play guard or play tackle. But you also have Mekhi Becton still. But you get Peter Skoronski, who can definitely come in and be a guard for you. He's probably honestly going to be better as a guard. Now to the Patriots. With the Patriots, I'm going to go Christian Gonzalez. Christian, I feel like I've kind of dropped him a little bit further than he actually should. Gets you a guy who can be a lockdown. He can be across from, is it Josh Jones? I think it's Josh Jones. But yeah, he can be a solid cornerback who can help you out across from Josh Jones. Green Bay, I'm going to go Michael Mayer. A lot of people have had Michael Mayer going to Green Bay. I think it's a good pick. I think Robert Tonyan, in a way, they could and probably maybe should bring back. Then maybe you don't go Michael Mayer, but a big reason people have been taking Michael Mayer with the Green Bay Packers in mock drafts is because of Robert Tonyan possibly leaving in free agency. Washington, here I'm going to go, I've actually dropped Joey Porter way further than I thought. I think here's a good spot for Joey Porter or even Cam Smith. I think Joey Porter's better than Cam Smith, but I'm going to have him go Cam Smith. Cam Smith is a solid pick. They need a cornerback really bad. He comes in and can get you that guy who can play outside and be really good for you. Pittsburgh is a place. Well, actually, this is perfect for Joey Porter. I'm going to go Joey Porter. Pittsburgh could use the help in the cornerback room, and Joey Porter comes in and gives you a really good guy who can be a lockdown. He can definitely be a lockdown corner out of all the corners in this class, and yeah, he's a guy who's going to be a really good cornerback in the NFL. Detroit, I mean, this Anthony Richardson actually would be a very good fit for Detroit. That's actually a very good fit because you can put him behind Jared Goff, which they're sticking with at least through his contract, and then you can bring him out, like you can sit him for a year or two behind Jared Goff, and then bring him out and actually have him be your quarterback. Holy shit, why am I yawning so much? But I'm gonna pick Trenton Simpson. I think Trenton Simpson is a very good player to take there. Stuffing up or bulking up the defense, that's what I feel like Detroit should be doing this offseason. And I think that's a perfect pick for Detroit to make and take Trent Simpson. Now you get the middle linebacker of your future, and you get another and you get two guys who are on the same defense, and you get that, and your defense is bulked up by a bunch now. Tampa Bay, easy pick, Anthony Richardson. I think maybe Tom Brady may have played, or this year, maybe his last year for Tampa Bay at least, maybe not in the NFL, but playing on Tampa Bay. So I think you get Anthony Richardson. You can maybe still bring in a bridge quarterback, or you can, if they do end up bringing Tom Brady back, have him sit behind Tom Brady for a couple years, and then eventually when Tom Brady actually either does retire or goes somewhere else, you can play him. Seattle, at this pick, I think Seattle, this would be a good spot for Clark Phillips. I think more they need another outside guy. Clark Phillips is more of a really good slot player. I think though I'm still gonna go Clark Phillips. Gives you a very good player across from Tariq Woolen and Kobe. If you can pick between Kobe Bryant or Clark Phillips that you want to put outside, probably trust Clark Phillips more than Kobe Bryant, but yeah, Jacksonville. Very happy about the win that we got this past weekend. A lot of interior linemen, that a lot of the good ones have been going back to college after this year. There's a lot of good prospects actually that have gone back to college, and I think here I'm gonna go Brian Branch. Gives you that guy who can play safety, but can also play slot corner, and can be a very good slot cornerback for you, or a mixture of cornerback and safety, I guess. Giants, I'm gonna go Jackson, or I'm just gonna call him JSN from now on, because saying that entire name can be a tongue twister. Baltimore, I'm gonna go Bijan. I know that they already have solid running backs, but Bijan can come in and give you a very good running back, for sure franchise running back. He does have a little bit of a fumbling problem, but he can still come in and be that guy. Chargers, I'm gonna go. I'm actually going to go with Cyrus Torrence. I think they need a more interior, or shoot. Well, actually, no. Osiris Torrence would be good because that means these past three seasons they would be drafting all O-linemen. With Osiris Torrence, yes, you just drafted Zion Johnson, but on the other guard, you can have Osiris Torrence play, and you have Rashawn Slater, and then you also have I forget who it is, but they have another guy who's been playing actually pretty good with Rashawn Slater being out, who could be a guy that you start on the other side from Rashawn Slater. Dallas, I think definitely needs to go cornerback, and I think this is a perfect spot for Devon Witherspoon. Get you a guy. You need a guy across from Trayvon Diggs. He's really the only super good cornerback that you have there, and you just need a guy that can help you out there in the cornerback room. Cincinnati, I'm gonna go Broderick Jones. I found out that I've been saying it wrong, but also at the same time it does kind of look like Broderick, but Broderick Jones. You get a guy who can be a for sure tackle for you, whether it's right or left. And he will definitely come in and be a really good tackle for you. I mean, you don't know if La'el Collins is going to be the guy of the future. He just got injured too. And if Jonah Williams isn't either, then you get Broderick Jones, and you get a guy who can be still not a for sure, but can most likely be a good receiver lineman for you. All right, Minnesota, I definitely think is a spot for cornerback, but right now There's still, like, Emmanuel Forbes, Eli Ricks is good, Garrett Williams as well, Jalen Jones. I'm actually going to go Jalen Jones. It's going to be my pick, where it might seem like somebody got taken too early, but it also might be a really good pickup. Because Jalen Jones is a really good cornerback who can come in, and they still need cornerback help even with drafting Cameron Dantzler and Andrew Booth last year. You get a guy who can for sure be an outside guy, especially if you don't bring Patrick Peterson back. You get Jalen Jones, you can play him on the outside and have him replace Patrick Peterson. Denver. Now Denver, I'm going to have go, switch this real quick. Denver, I'm going to have them go Isaiah Foskey. He's kind of dropped down, as you can see, in a lot of different people's big boards and stuff, but I think here he's a good pick. He gives you a speedy edge rusher, a guy to replace Bradley Chubb, and he's going to be really good for you. And yeah, he's going to come in, be a decent replacement. I mean, they've gotten rid of both their edge rushers, both their big edge rushers, and Von Miller and now Bradley Chubb this year. And I think that's just a really good fit. Buffalo, I'm gonna have them go Jahmyr Gibbs. I think Jahmyr Gibbs is a really good guy. If you don't tackle him in the open field, he might be gone if there's nobody behind you to help you out. Because he is a guy who's a home run hitter. I just love him. I would love for him to go to Carolina. If Carolina doesn't have a second-round pick because of a trade up this year with the Bears, which I really hope they do, obviously. I'm probably mentioning that too much. But I would love for him to be the guy of the future for Carolina at the running back position. I know that they probably will end up maybe bringing back D'Onta Foreman, but he would be such a good pickup too. Casey, I think this is a good spot for. I'm gonna go B.J. Ojulari. I think this is a really good spot for B.J. They need a pick, or they need another edge rusher. They might let go of Rudy Ford. I think it is who they have right now. And if you get B.J. Ojulari, you have a guy across from George Karlaftis, who can be really good. I mean, he's basically the opposite of George Karlaftis. George is more of a power rusher, I believe, and he's more of a run stopper, where BJ is more of a speed rusher, kind of like his brother Aziz, and he can come in and help you out, and that would be a pretty good combo, honestly. Philly, with their actual pick here, I think is a good spot. I'm going to go, oh wait, I already went cornerback. What are some of their other needs? Edge is a pretty good one. Safety, wide receivers, that high for them? I don't know about that. Yeah, a lot of interior guys have gone back. Honestly, I'm gonna go Gervin Dexter. I haven't watched too much on him, but gives you that interior guy. They definitely, I mean, a bunch of their defensive line is a little bit older, other than Hassan Reddick. They've got a lot of older guys, and if you get Garrett Dexter or Gherkin Dexter, you get a guy on the interior. You also have Jordan Davis, actually, now that I think about it, on that D-line as well, who's younger, but has been injured this year. But I think, or for a little bit, I think he's healthy right now. But, where the frick are the Eagles? Oh, wait, there they are. Gervin Dexter, okay, yeah. I was saying it right. But, with this pick, with the final pick, now the Pittsburgh pick, because via the Bears, in the Chase Claypool trade, they now have the first pick in the second round, which is basically a first rounder. So they basically have 2 first rounders because of that, the Dolphins forfeited pick. And here I'm gonna go. What position? I went Joey Porter. I'm gonna go Anton Harrison here. I think it gives them a good O lineman, and they still really need O line help. I was thinking about maybe going O line earlier, but going Joey Porter because they also need cornerback really bad, and Joey Porter would be a very good player. He stays in Pennsylvania, and yeah, you get Anton Harrison and Joey Porter, and that's a solid draft. But yeah, that is the draft this time, everybody. I want to thank you guys all for watching. Again, make sure to like and subscribe. It's been a very good draft. And, oh, now it refreshes. Now it's refreshed, all this stuff. But yeah, thank you guys all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.